So, hello, secret codename Appalachia, and welcome back to GraceNicoleMyths, Astrology and Tarot. These are the full moon in Cancer, sweet release, secret codename readings. If this reading was not purchased by you, but you were drawn to the secret codename, there is likely a message in here for you. If you'd ever like your own secret codename reading, the link to my Etsy shop is in the description. You can book them there. This sweet release themed moon event will answer what shadow is being released and advice on how to best do that so that you can leave these shadow lessons behind you. I have pulled the cards off camera in order to save time on the length of the video. Okay, I've pulled the milestone or defining energy of the shadow from my Icarus Tarot with extra insight into it from my Night Sun Tarot, and then advice from my Love Your Inner Goddess Oracle. So the shadow is the Hermit. The shadow of the Hermit is isolation. Okay, isolating the self in the dark. And if you think of Appalachia, right, like the Appalachian Mountains, it reminded me of the lone hermit in the mountain, right? The person who just wants to go into the mountain and be far away from everybody, right? Forced isolation. It comes out with the 9 of Coins clarified by the Hierophant and the Knight of Pentacles clarified by the 5 of Cups. Okay. The 9 of Coin as a shadow is potentially being afraid of always being alone. And so you force being alone instead, because if you force being alone, then it was a choice. And if you chose it, then you can't be upset if you get it, right? It would be more upsetting to choose not to be alone and not want to be alone and end up being alone. And so if you're afraid of being alone, what happens? What you fear appears, and you create it instead. I think there is a certain part of you that wonders if you will always be alone and be independent, when in fact that shifts when you marry yourself wholly and truly and do the shadow work, which is the light of the Hermit. Not isolating the self, but resonating with like vibratory souls, right? That you're not forcing yourself away from people for fear of them not wanting to be close to you or wanting to move forward in life with you, but that you choose to just simply allow people that are of the same vibration to be in your experience because they're resonating and there's something to be learned from it, right? And the divine mirror of things. You're on a path of marrying the self within, unifying your masculine and feminine and your higher spiritual path, your soul's path, and knowing that if and when you can do that, you would not in fact be alone. It's just the fear, and the fear exists because it's not necessarily what you're doing, at least not wholly and fully. 99% is not 100. The Knight of Pentacles is about being overcautious and worrying about everything around the corner. It's having this pessimistic worst case scenario visualization habit where you're constantly seeing in advance the things that can go wrong versus focusing on all the things that could go right. You're very focused on what if you lose this person? What if they leave, right? The 5 of Cups is about focusing on the cups that are spilled instead of the cups still standing. Focusing on the love lost instead of the love maintained. Focusing on the worst case scenario and then creating the worst case scenario because you're not focusing on all of the positives and looking and manifesting the positives, right? Being grateful for what's actually good about what you're experiencing. I think you might definitely, especially because the Hermit card is a mercurial card, it's Virgo's card, it's ruled by Mercury. Mercury is a planetary body that represents the mind. You may have a habit of trying to mentally create perfect things, or mentally expecting perfection from yourself, or mentally expecting perfection from your mirrors, right? Whoever they are, whether they're friends, romantic relationships, family, or otherwise. And if other people are failing to meet your perfect expectations, it's because a part of you is, in fact, ignoring the path to your perfection of the self. And it's not via isolation. It's through shared energy with like energy, right? That you would be around energy that improves or maintains your happiness or calm or joyful state of being, your passionate creative state of being, and allowing yourself to separate yourself, create healthy boundaries with people who do not add to your happiness, who cause you more stress and discomfort and more judgment and put on more expectations of you than is warranted, right? 𝗬𝗏𝗏, and we're going to get into this in a minute. It's about being in a world where everybody expects vanilla. Maybe everybody expects vanilla from you. They expect you to be predictable, but you're not a predictable person. Maybe there's a part of you that isolates because you feel you are unpredictable. But you can surround yourself around equally unpredictable people, and not necessarily in the negative aligned way where they're always thinking about the worst case scenario, but unpredictable in a good way and being spontaneous. Creating spontaneous joy instead of having to plan everything all the time. You don't have to always plan joy. Sometimes joy is spontaneous. You might know that better than most, and maybe you've been judged for that. And you're constantly afraid of seeing what's spilled when you're just being yourself. It's not your fault that people out there love vanilla and only want to have vanilla, and you're just not vanilla every day. All right, let me read 𝗬𝗏𝗏 for you. Okay, it's card number 5. It says brave girl on her chest. Okay. It says, have you given another the power to influence your sense of self-worth or your direction in life? Choose with care whom you allow to get close to you to guide you. It's obvious and yet easy to forget that if we accept guidance or influence from another, we want to make sure that they are living the kind of life and being the kind of person that we aspire to be. You can learn from and be inspired by others, but you must stay true to yourself. Do not allow anyone else's voice to become more important to you than the divine voice within your own heart. Your soul has 10,000 flavors. Some people may try to persuade you that one soul flavor is better than the others. Best to ignore those with such unadventurous palates. You are a divine gelateria, an array of sacred scrumptiousness. Sometimes you will be kind, other times you will be fierce. Sometimes you will be sweet, other times you will be strong and independent, stubborn and determined. Sometimes you will be all class, at other times you'll wolf down your lunch like it's the last meal you'll ever eat. Those rare people who accept themselves unconditionally will be able to accept you, all parts of you, unconditionally too. Others who struggle to accept themselves may struggle to accept all of you. They want you to behave in a certain way. They may feel embarrassed or afraid of what others may think, and so they try to censor you. Maybe they think they are helping you, but they are not. They aren't quite ready to be freely and truly themselves. Maybe one day they will be, but in the meantime, you won't help them or yourself by trying to change who you are. You are worth so much more, with so much more to offer to those who are ready to embrace all of you. Carefully choose with whom you share yourself. You deserve to be and to be loved for being all of you. It says, say aloud with confidence, I trust, love, and respect all the different parts of me to work together as I live my most creative, honest, and beautiful life. I choose to share myself with those that love and respect all of me. Maybe some days you'll be in a very vanilla mood. Maybe other days you'll be chocolate. Maybe other days you'll even be more risky and be a dark cherry chocolate chip. One day maybe you'll invent your own fucking flavor. A flavor nobody has ever heard of before. And it'll be the amazing new thing that only the best of the best and most adventurous souls will love and appreciate. Because the rest will run in fear. That's a crazy flavor. I would never try that flavor. Why? You ain't never had chocolate covered bacon chip ice cream with peanut butter swirl? Bitch, you don't know what you're missing. You know what I mean? Like, you have so many different flavors of yourself, so many parts of yourself. The right people are going to love you for just being who you are. And you don't have to bend, and you don't have to mold, and you don't have to break, and you don't have to dull down, and you don't have to fit in, and you don't have to feel like you're being capped. Who you are shouldn't feel capped, because when you cap yourself, the pressure builds. It's literally like a pressure cooker. The more heat put on you, the more pressure builds. And you just want to get the fuck out, because this pressure to be something that you're not, like, you shouldn't even be in a pressure cooker with all that fucking heat. You're fucking ice cream. You're deliciously sweet ice cream. Cool and refreshing. Sweet dessert. For someone who has already eaten their full meal of life and can appreciate an authentic, flavor-filled individual. Someone who likes the change of pace and the change of flavor, because it's never a dull moment. Anybody who wants vanilla all the time, to you, that life is so fucking dull. It drives you nuts. No wonder why you want to escape society. Maybe society just expects you to be vanilla all the fucking time. And you're like, fuck society. I will take all my fucking flavors and colors into the goddamn mountains. I'm Appalachia. Right? You just gotta marry yourself. Love yourself. Be true to yourself. Don't worry if you're not with anybody, or if you'll always be alone, because to be fair, if you're always alone, it's because everybody else is fucking vanilla and they're boring and they would dull you down. Be fucking happy if you're by yourself. If that's the case, at least you get to be all your fucking flavors for you, and you love and appreciate all the flavors that you can be, because you don't like being the same fucking person every day. Just don't like it. Maybe your heart's the same every day. Maybe your intention is good every day, but how that's expressed is fucking different. You're always ice cream, sweet, cool, and refreshing, but the refreshing, but the flavor's different. But the flavor's different. You're an excellent dessert for someone who has already learned how to appreciate the fullness of themselves. And that's what you got to do. Love and appreciate the fullness of yourself, nourish yourself fully, and enjoy your flavors. Because you know what? All your flavors, they weed out the dull, fucking boring vanilla people that only eat vanilla all the time. That's all they want. And they shit on every other fucking flavor because it's not vanilla. I'm sorry, sometimes I like texture and a little crunch. Sometimes I like gooey fudginess. Like, come on. How can you just want straight vanilla all the time? There's so much more to life than vanilla. So release the need to bend to the vanilla people, okay? Release the need to bend to the expectations and desires of the fucking vanilla people. Just be yourself. If they don't like it, they don't fucking like it. They can go somewhere else and find vanilla then. You're fresh out of vanilla today. You might have vanilla tomorrow. You might not have vanilla in stock for a fucking month and a half. Fresh out of vanilla. Sorry, if you want vanilla, go find somewhere else to go get vanilla. I'm out today. I'm in fucking mint chocolate chip mode. So, love who the fuck you are. Sweet release. Be all of yourself. Let go of the idea that you only have to be one flavor all the time. For people to appreciate you, respect you, be there for you, spend time with you, or whatever. They don't respect you for all your fucking flavors. Well, fuck that. All right, then come with me, love me, respect me, be around me when I feel like being vanilla. I might not ever feel like being vanilla again. I got so many other flavors to be. So, nothing lost on my end. You lost out on 1,000 flavors. I'm not going to miss vanilla. You know? No hash off your back. So I have faith that this reading will help you and affirm for you how beautiful you are just the way you are, and that you don't need to fucking change or contain yourself. You really don't. And you don't need to isolate yourself because people don't know how to take it either. People are going to have to get used to the fact that there's other flavors and live a little. Try something different every once in a while. They might end up actually really fucking liking it and have a new favorite. As long as they can accept, just because they've fallen in love with your dark cherry chocolate chip doesn't mean you're going to be that every fucking day either. You know? That's secret code name Appalachia. And this is GraceNicoleMyths signing out. I love you and I support you always. Remember to always love each other, and most importantly, love yourself. Take care.